we've got a whole off season after the spring game where people are going to, especially if they like what they see on Saturday, people are going to be real hungry for more.
Let me ask you something.
Yeah.
Does your gut tell you that people will like what they see on Saturday?
I think it's going to, I don't know that it's going to be as explosive as maybe people are expecting after the last scrimmage and the talk about the last scrimmage, but I think overall people are going to be pleased. I do.
Okay.
That's just my gut.
No,
I mean, listen, I've made no bones about this. I am fully on the Rhule train, whatever you want to call it. I think this team can make a college football playoff within the next 2 years. Not this year, but within the 2 years after that, I think they can make a college football playoff. It's 12 teams. You get to like 9-ish wins, you're in the neighborhood already. I think that's really doable, and I think they're on the right trajectory. And I like the way this staff is handling everything. They're, we talked about this yesterday with the watering bad plants versus getting new ones.
Yeah, I did not know he was a former player of yours. So do you think he would mind if I called him IC? Because I just went straight to IC.
Yeah, no, you're fine. I didn't realize.
People say IGC.
Yeah. We don't really ask about nicknames most of the time. We're just like, it's all good.
I just give them.
But I think this staff has done a really good job of both getting the most out of the players that are there while continuing to upgrade talent. And that to me is a recipe for success. Like, I think they're going to be in a really good spot. And like, I'll put 25 or 26, this team's in a college football playoff.
Okay. You're on record.
Putting it out there.
Hopefully I still like you by then. Because you know I'll remember it.
Hopefully you still like me by the end of the show.
It's always
a little dicey someday.
Always a dice roll. Come on, 7-Eleven. Mama need new shoes. Damn. Snake eyes.
4, 6, 8, 12.
Again. Let's get into defensive backs a little bit because I like this group in general.
I keep hearing that.
I do think there are questions.
I would agree.
And my first question to you about those questions, we talked about running backs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do they have options or do they have answers? So I'm looking at the other cornerback spot opposite Tommy Hill. I'm looking at any sort of depth at the safety positions and behind Tommy Hill.
Now, are we talking about for this exercise? Are we talking about safeties different from corners, or are we just all inclusive?
Right now, I'm all inclusive,
like your vacation resorts.
But we can definitely separate them out because they're very different groups.
Okay,
right?
Because by the way, when those all inclusive, you got to pay an upcharge to get the premium liquor.
Oh yeah, I'm okay with it.
Okay,
I get my money's worth. Don't you worry.
You and Jose Cuervo enjoy that.
My pina colada is giving me a headache.
It's because it's 90% sugar, bud.
Hey, what's the T word in wines that affects your taste?
Tannins.
Tannins.
The tannins.
Well, like you're drinking Merlot as opposed to Merlot on your all inclusive.
This is definitely not from France.
Yeah. It's not about DBs either. We gotta get back to DBs.
This is from New Mexico.
Hey. So you make good things down in Mexico.
Yeah, it's not wine. I said New Mexico.
Oh, yeah. I don't. Do they grow grapes in Albuquerque?
I don't think they can grow much in Albuquerque, except for meth. Wow. That's a Breaking Bad joke. That's not an indictment on the state or city. I don't know. If you had to guess right now, who starts opposite Tommy Hill? Because Coach Rhule kind of told us, right? He goes, "You think it's going to be Hill and Hill?"
Yes,
Is that what you're riding with?
For now.
Okay. What are the other options there that you were interested by?
That's the thing. I mean,
because they liked Jeremiah Charles for a minute, right? But he got a little banged up.
Yeah. So there was Charles, there was Nation, there was
Nation's little.
They kind of all are.
Yeah. Charles isn't that little, is he?
It's not big.
He's not big, but he's not like Ethan Nation's little.
So, Boodle's not a big guy,
right?
Although I do like the way he wears 21.
Okay.
He got on the elevator the other day. I was like, "Hey, man, this is gonna sound weird. Love the number." He's like, "Thanks, sir." was like, oh, one of the good guys. He said, sir. Yeah, I'll go with Hill. But so my thing is, it just takes time.
Mhm.
Like it's a very demanding. You have a very demanding coach.
Mhm.
You know, like just the other day, it's like, hey man, DB, we're gonna go over some of this, and he told me a couple concepts. So I was like, oh, cool. You can steal a couple drills, right? And I just watch guys try to get a feel and understand the concept. And I just think if you don't come out of programs that focus on specific things, making the transition can be a little bit difficult. Because who are the most explosive guys that you're seeing? Who are the most explosive guys outside of dominant edge rushers? You make the case the most explosive people out there are wide receivers.
Yeah.
So it's a difficult job by nature.
100%.
So you need to be doing all the human cheat codes you can get.
And you're at a disadvantage, right? Because you're reacting rather than being proactive.
100%, right? Trying to hit a ball with a bat. That's why baseball and offense is difficult. So for these guys, like managing splits and hash, and is this a route I can drive on versus a
and you're looking
come
at a
rally.
lot of different stuff at the
So
same time.
all those things, like, so, hey, what are we giving up in this defense? I'm not driving. I'm not. When I say drive on a route, I mean I'm not closing on that route when I'm in matchup principles. I may be looking for something a little deeper. I'll rally to that, meaning I'll come up and make that play. I'm not driving on that route. So, like, understanding those little nuances, I think, are tough for young guys. So they may have numbers, but I'm not sure. Like if you're rolling out tomorrow, how, like, what's my level of how comfortable am I? Right? Because a lot of those guys are young. Shoot, you've had Bly since January.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of looking through
right
the list here.
Nation young, Charles young.
Do you think there's a chance that, and Coach Coop talked about this a little bit with kind of the positional versatility and stuff like that. I know they like Malcolm Hartzog better at safety. Is there a chance with his experience that maybe they mess around if they don't like what they're seeing at that other spot?
I would say no for right now. Hartzog is a guy, he looks small in stature. You see him in just like plain clothes. He's yoked. So he's done a good job of putting his body in good position to play that kind of that field safety spot. I would leave him where he is for right now.
Okay.
We'll get back to the DBs.